This video is about to get very surgical. Everybody a thug till them lights pull up, and everybody got a gun until ICE pull up. A middle finger to the president, cause I ain't too impressed. How the fuck you kicking niggas out? Ain't you niggas guess, so it's death to... Man, hold on, bruh. Hold on, bruh. So I don't know if y'all remember, y'all do, but Michael Eric Dyson, right? He started doing this whole press run talking about how Not Like Us is actually about D Black and Drake. Ridiculous. You feel what I'm saying? And it caused all this controversy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody spoke on it. I spoke on it. Everybody spoke on it. Everybody had a perspective on it. Michael Dyson ends up spinning the block and then coming out again saying that he had this conversation with Jay-Z and that Jay-Z vigorously disagreed with him. You feel what I'm saying? Punch responds on Twitter by saying, I vigorously disagree too. But that's not what we're here to talk about. This time, Punch has responded with bars. This time, Punch has responded with bars. And I'm not going to lie. It ain't no better way to do it. In my perspective, it ain't no better way to do it than to respond with raps. Because when we talk about, right, the other side and I call it the other side because they peddling this information against hip hop. You feel what I'm saying? So even if it's from a place of lack of understanding, doing this and responding with raps is just demonstrating the difference, right? It's demonstrating the difference in being able to deliver the message, the difference being able to pick apart the message by showing you in the capability of delivering the art form. If you talking about the art form, right, which is fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people talking about the art form. But if you talking about the art form in a certain way, you're not able to deliver the art form, in my eyes, right, there's a little less credibility to how you break down the art form. That's just my perspective. It's the same thing with basketball. When I watch podcasts with, you know what I'm saying, like Swaggy P and all, these are basketball players versus me watching, you feel what I'm saying, Skip Bayless. You feel what I'm saying? Skip Bayless don't hoop. He's a spectator. That don't mean his opinion don't matter, but I'm probably going to take the perspective of somebody to really hoop a little more seriously. You feel what I'm saying? So I think this was the best way to respond. Now, I haven't heard the song yet. People been sending it to me, telling me that Punch got busy and he getting, you know what I'm saying, he got right at Michael Eric Dyson. So I'm going to be listening to this for the first time with y'all. You feel what I'm saying? But before we get to that, like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're new here and especially if you've been here. If you don't want to subscribe yet, subscribe if you end up enjoying the video. Also, I just got some more. It's about to get surgical shirts. This is going to be the last line, you feel what I'm saying? Because I kind of want to move on to something different, maybe a different design or something of that nature. So go ahead and grab these. These are the first shirts that I put out for the YouTube. For all the OGs, they know that. Also, if you ain't heard the F.I. song, I'm putting in the pinned comments and in the description. You feel what I'm saying? My new single. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all of the break and everything. The reactions, all of that. Thank you to everybody that's been showing love, okay? But we ain't going to spend too much time. Now, how we going to do this, I'm going to play the song all the way through one time, okay? I'm not going to interrupt. I'm not going to pause it. I'm going to let it go. Then we're going to play it back again and break down these bars. That's how I'm going to do it. To satisfy everybody in their experience. You feel what I'm saying? So let's get to it, man. No more talking. Let's go.
I'm taking game-winning shots with my wrist up, screaming cash, braggadocious, black man making my coaching staff mad. Boy, I feel like Anthony Edwards, you don't want me to pass. The first option when seconds left, you want the rock in my hands. Come on, dog, it's just mad. When infinite is the sure name, how long will he last? Don't get asked, too many yes men round you know when you ask. We live heavy, you lightweight to the max. Now I gotta ask, Bonnie, what made you get this deep in your bag? She'll probably laugh and say the family sleeping, making me mad. I know it's hard pushing a vision that your people can't grasp. I left my city once, ain't have to look back. Y'all gon' shoot for the max.
Yeah. Once you know the prophet, mirrors ride like the four horses of the apocalypse. I'm foreshadowing, balancing options. The outcome was written in advance. It's all a part of the same doctrine. Dumb niggas with doctorates spewing nonsense. I disagree vigorously. Here's a response.
Right.
I'm sorry, Dr. Michael Eric Dyson, but this is a whole indictment. This ain't about dark or light skin. I think you lost sight of what the fight has been.
Right.
In order to win, we have to cleanse from within.
Right.
Treat them cancer cells before we can excel. This ain't about rhetorical skills. It's about who got the morals to build. The house versus the field. It's about who gon' say something real.
Right.
Niggas only discuss blackness for fashion. Put it all in their captions and hashtag it. But when it's time for action, who get it brackin'? I'm far from an activist, I'm curious, so I'm asking. The system won't last, it's collapsing. And I ain't preaching, I'm just peeping the pattern.
Right.
I nearly died from undisclosed matters, so you are not a factor, nothing more than mere chatter. I hope you've been brushing up on your chapters. In the days of those kings, you gon' see defeat shatter.
First of all, oh my, they got busy. They got big. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, Punch talking that shit. Punch talking, and we gonna break it down. This is why it is important to listen. This is how I'm gonna do my reactions from now on. Playing it all the way through, and then breaking it down. We're gonna play it one more time, pause the song, all that good stuff, and break it down. Cause they was talking crazy. Hold on, man. Let's get to it.
I'm taking game-winning shots with my wrist up, screaming cash, braggadocious, black man making my coaching staff mad. Boy, I feel like Anthony Edwards, you don't want me to pass. The first option when seconds left, you want the rock in my hands.
I feel like Edwards, you don't want me to pass the first options with seconds left. Yeah, see, that's him talking about in the clutch. And that started from the first bar. That was the whole scheme, the clutch scheme. Let's go.
Come on, dog. It's just math. When infinite is the sure name, how long will he last? Don't get asked. Too many yes men round you know when you ask. We lift heavy, you lightweight to the mass.
We lift heavy, you lightweight to the mass. All measurement fire.
Now I gotta ask, Bonnie, what made you get this deep in your bag? She'll probably laugh and say the family sleeping, making me mad. I know it's hard pushing a vision that your people can't grasp. I left my city once, ain't have to look back. Y'all gon' shoot for the max.
Yeah. Once you know the prophet, mirrors ride like the four horses of the apocalypse.
The four horses of the apocalypse, go.
I'm foreshadowing, balancing options. The outcome was written in advance. It's all a part of the same doctrine.
I'm foreshadowing, balancing options. The outcome was written in advance. Come on, man.
Dumb niggas with doctorates spewing nonsense. I disagree vigorously. Here's a response.
Dumb niggas with doctorates spewing nonsense. I disagree vigorously. And that's what we've been talking about. Like, you can have the doctorates, you can have the plaques and all that. That does not mean that you're immune to saying some dumb shit. And that's exactly what Michael Dyson been doing. He been spewing some. It's just like, come on. But I think Michael Dyson is aware that there's an audience that isn't aware, right, of what that song is really about, isn't aware of actually doing the depth and the breakdown of the song. And some people can't experience the fullness of the song without a certain experience of lifestyle. That's just reality.
I'm sorry, Dr. Michael Eric Dyson, but this is a whole indictment. This ain't about dark or light skin. I think you lost sight of what the fight has been.
I'm sorry. This is an indictment. This ain't about dark and light skin. I think you lost what the fight has been. Facts. That's what I'm saying. Some people don't understand the weight of that battle, and they don't understand the ramifications of that battle. But dog, it's way deeper than dark and light skin, dog. What you mean? Like, to be as educated as Michael Eric Dyson is, it's like, to think that that's about light and dark skin, I would rather believe that you are being put up to something. I would rather believe that maybe, right? Maybe it's in your benefit to make these comments. That's what I would rather believe than to think that you just genuinely think this song is about. We talking about the same guy who was reciting "Still I Rise" lyrics by Tupac and all of this, and able to break it down, and you can't understand the message behind "Not Like Us." Come on, man. Third verse, my guy.
In order to win, we have to cleanse from within.
Right.
Treat them cancer cells before we can excel. This ain't about rhetorical skills. It's about who got the morals to build. The house versus the field. It's about who gonna say something real.
The house versus the field. It's about who gonna say something real. That's facts. Ain't nobody, and it's my thing. Once again, I said in the Earl Sweatshirt video, ain't nobody against making party music. I want to hear party music. I need party music. Need music to turn up to. All of that. Sex, money, all of that. That's reality. Nobody's saying not to rap about that. But damn, can we at times rap about it from the perspective of, you know what I'm saying, reality? From the perspective of cautionary tale? Talk about your what's really, like, you feel what I'm saying? It don't always gotta be just one thing. Let's keep it, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about something for real too.
Niggas only discuss blackness for fashion. Put it all in their captions and hashtag it. But when it's time for action, who get it bracking? I'm far from an activist. I'm curious, so I'm asking.
I ain't gonna lie. I think that part of the response, and I could be wrong, but from my perspective, Michael Eric Dyson, you feel what I'm saying? Somebody who has, you know, a long history of speaking about this thing. I'm just curious as to how it gets spun back in this direction and what's really being put into the forefront, into the field. Like, and it's not saying that everybody got to be an activist, right? But it's like, what else is being done? You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not questioning what Michael Eric Dyson's, you know, what would you call it? Expertise or anything of that nature. But that's what I wonder, though. You feel what I'm saying? When we look at the Obama clip, there's a very clear understanding of what he was talking about. He's had the same sentiment that Kendrick Lamar had for Drake. So I'm wondering now, what's really going on? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I just wonder. I'm curious.
The system won't last, it's collapsing.
Right.
And I ain't preaching, I'm just peeping the pattern.
Right.
I nearly died from undisclosed matters, so you are not a factor, nothing more than mere chatter.
And look, I ain't gonna lie. That's probably my favorite bar of the whole song. The, what's it called? The systems is collapsing. And I ain't preaching, I'm just peeping the patterns. Like, it's the same reason why I get on my channel and talk about the year of the fire horse. And we look around, right? And some people will say, you know, I'm tripping or out of my mind, whatever, right? It's all good. This is how I feel. When I look around and I see the similarities between what's going on now and what was going on in the 60s, specifically 65 through 67, I'm seeing like the same level of progress, the same level of community shifting, the same level of things going from individuality to community, the same level of people creating new perspective and new doctrines, new ways to cover what's going on around the world. I'm seeing the wars going on. I'm seeing, you know what I'm saying, the parallels between us in Vietnam and us in Iran. I'm seeing all these different parallels in the world, which would lead me to believe that the system is on its way out. And I think the system that's within this country, and not even just the system within the country, but worldwide, I think we're about to see a completely different world over these next 20 years. And like, it's all about peeping the patterns. It's all about seeing what happened in the world before and relating it to now. You feel what I'm saying? When people see some of my videos about the Sunday videos where I'm comparing Kendrick Lamar and to Cyrus the Great and all these different things, some people would see it as, oh, look, he's out of his mind, or oh, it's idol worship. When in reality, I'm just taking something that happened in the past and relating it to what's going on today. And this is how you pick up on the patterns of the things that happen on a larger scale or a minute scale. That's just how I view it. And everybody not going to be able to view it the way you view it. But that's why that bar is my favorite part of the song, because that's what this thing is. And that's what you got to really realize. And it also will show you how it's time to move based on the patterns that you're peeping. Pattern recognition is key, man.
I hope you've been brushing up on your chapters. In the days of those kings, you're gonna see defeat shatter.
I hope you've been brushing up on your chapters. If I'm not mistaken, bruh got a book coming out. No. Michael Eric Dyson got a book coming out. No. Let me know. I could be tripping, but yeah. I'm gonna let this beat ride out. The imagery too. The imagery too. Fire freestyle. I ain't gonna lie. Loved saying it, calling his name, calling him out by name and breaking this thing down. I love it. Love the freestyle. And that's my type of raps too. Just that, that extra layer of depth. You know what I mean? Even all the way down to the 4 Horsemen bar. You feel what I'm saying? That's my type of stuff. That's why I love the Kendricks, the Absols, the Earl Sweatshirts. You know what I'm saying? Just the people that can take these small ideas and correlate them to the message that they getting across. I love that. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, it's just, I love the pressure that's being applied on Michael Eric Dyson as well. Love the pressure that's being applied, especially with everything that's going on with the propaganda, what we learned about the PR situation with Drake and how, and we're going to talk about that soon, because I've been talking about that for a year and some change. We've been talking about on this channel how they've been using that PR system to defame Kendrick and company. We've been talking about that for a year and some change. You feel what I'm saying? So I just love the fact that Punch and Shaw was able to deliver this in the art form in a way that people who criticize it can't do this. You feel what I'm saying? No, like Michael Eric Dyson can't respond to Punch in this way. Michael Eric, he got to go do another interview. Even when I talk about, even when I'm thinking about the content creators or, on when I deem the OVO aspect or the people who are participating in pushing these narratives against this, the hip hop and the culture, they're not able to really get in the booth and really get busy like this. Like they can go and create a mockery of a song or something of that nature and boom, boom. But that's the difference. You feel what I'm saying? That's the difference. It's like, when you really can do this and you do this on a level in which your pen is respected and you can walk into any room and get busy and all that different stuff, my perspective on what you got to say on this very thing is a little different. You feel what I'm saying? Versus a commentator who can't really deliver in that aspect. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not mad at anybody who don't feel that way. But I'd rather listen to a podcast from, LeBron James and JJ Reddick breaking down offenses and stuff like that. Not saying that there's no agenda just because it's them, but at least I know that they got a certain level of understanding of this thing that others might not. You feel what I'm saying? And there are some commentators that do have an understanding of this thing, but it's a certain nuances you can't really grasp unless you do it. You feel what I'm saying? So this is always going to be, in my eyes, an incredible way to respond to the bullshit that's out there. You feel me? Shout out to Punch. Fire freestyle, super dope, inspiring. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, this fire, man. Shout out to everybody involved. And I'm very interested to see how these things, how this whole thing, all this propaganda, all this stuff gonna play out over this next year, man. Because I think people getting desperate. You feel what I'm saying? So it's gonna be interesting. But hey, like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're new here, especially if you're being here. And speaking of saying something real, play that F5 song. You feel what I'm saying? Download it. You can download it on Bandcamp if you don't want to stream. I had the link in the description and the link in the pinned comments. And anything that's coming out from me this year is gonna be say something real. You feel what I'm saying? Saying something with real perspective that you know what I'm saying? I've already had people say you saying things that a lot of people are afraid to say. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what this thing is supposed to be about. Hip hop gotta be not lawless, but it's gotta be, you know what I'm saying, bold and brash. It's gotta be of that esque. It's gotta be. It has to be. There has to be some level of representation of that in this country and worldwide. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all, man. Y'all have a good day.